Hello viewers, today our topic is going to be problems on cylinder and cone. So yesterday we have done only one problem based on cylinder. Now we are going to continue problems based on cylinder. Now let's look at the problem on the screen. A sphere of radius 2 cm is put into water contained in a cylinder of base radius 4 cm. If the sphere is completely immersed in water, the water level in the cylinder rises by. So you are putting a sphere inside a cylinder which is already filled with water. So obviously what happens to the water in the cylinder? Water level in the cylinder increases by certain extent. Now he is asking you how many centimeters it increases by. So cylinder which contains certain water in it. I am taking the same cylinder and I am putting a sphere inside it. Automatically water level will increase. The rise in the water level also in the shape of cylinder only. So the rise in the water level I am indicating it by the lighter color. So this increase is also in the shape of a cylinder. It is h. Radius of sphere is equals to 2. Radius of cylinder is equals to 4. All you have to equate is the increased water level is because of the sphere. So the increased water level equals to volume of the sphere. So I would say pi capital R square h is equals to 4 by 3 pi r cube. Pi cancel. Capital R square is 4 square, that is 16 into h is equals to pi cancel 4 by 3 into small r is 2 cube which is 8. So h is equals to what is left 32 and 16 means 16 2s are, therefore 2/3 of a centimeter. So height of the cylinder is 2 by 3 of centimeter. Let's look at the next question. The size of a rectangular piece of paper is 100 centimeter by 44 centimeter. A cylinder is formed by rolling the paper along its length. The volume of the cylinder is. So he is asking you the volume of the cylinder when it is rolled into a shape of a cylinder. We are rolling it into a cylinder like this. We are rolling it along its length which is 100. Height remains the same. Height of the rectangle was 44. So height of the cylinder is also 44. This 100 becomes the perimeter. Therefore 2 pi r is equals to 100. So you need to find out the radius of the cylinder, then after from that you can find out the volume of the cylinder. Now see here, radius is equals to, I can say 50 by pi. Volume is equals to pi. R square is 50 into 50 by pi square into 44. Pi cancel. This pi means 22 by 7. 22 1s are, 22 2s are, and 7 will come up. 100 into 350. So 100 into 350 is 35,000. Therefore volume of the cylinder is 35,000 centimeter cube. Now look at the next one. The height of the cylinder and that of a cone are in the ratio 2:3. So you have given both cylinder and a cone. The heights ratio is 2:3 and the radii of their bases in the ratio 3:4. So the ratio of their volume will be, first they have given cylinder, then after cone. Let the cylinder radius be, for cylinder radius be r1, height be h1. For cone radius be r2, height be h2. Therefore heights are in the ratio h1 by h2 is equals to 2 by 3, R1 by R2 in the ratio 3 by 4. All we are looking for its volume. What is volume of cylinder by volume of cone? Volume of cylinder is pi R1 square H1. Volume of cone is 1 by 3 of pi R2 square H2. So 3 goes up, pi gets cancelled, therefore 3 R1 by R2 whole square into H1 by H2. What is R1 by R2 whole square here? 9 by 16. H1 by H2, 2 by 3. 3 cancel again. So 2 1s are 2 8s are 9 is to 8 is the ratio of the volume of cylinder is to volume of cone. Now look at the next one. A tent is of the shape of right circular cylinder up to a height of 3 meters and then becomes a right circular cone with a maximum height of 13.5 meters above the ground. If the radius of the base is 14 meters, the cost of painting the inside of the tent is at a rate of 2 per square meter. So he is asking you the cost of painting the inner side of the tent is at the rate of 2 per square meter. So you have to paint inside and the cost is 2 rupees per 1 square meter. First you need to find out how many square meters it takes. The inside means the inner surface area, you just find it out and multiply it with 2 rupees. So tent is of the shape of right circular cylinder up to a height of 3. After this it became cone. Radius for both of them is 14 meters given. Height of this is 3 meters. The maximum height from the ground up to here it is 13.5, therefore it is 10.5. All you need to find out is what? The lateral surface areas of both. See, the lateral surface area of this one is 2 pi RH, but for the cone it is pi RL. Try to understand, this is 14 is the radius of the base. I am talking it for a cone. Height is 10.5. Then what is length? See, it will always be a multiple of a triplet. Now see what kind of a multiple of a triplet it is. This I can say 3.5 into 3. This I would say 3.5 into 4. Therefore it becomes length, your slant height becomes 3.5 into 5, which means 14 plus 3.5, 17.5, or else you can say 35 by 2 becomes your slant height. So all I have to do is 2 pi RH plus pi RL. I can common pi R, so it becomes 2H. Height of the cylinder is 3, therefore it is 6, plus L is 35 by 2. So 22 by 7. Radius is 14. 12 plus 35. 47 by 2. Cancel this. This many meters square. But when it comes to cost, you have to multiply it with 2. If I multiply it with 2, it becomes 44 into 47. Just find out the value of 44 into 47. Without looking at it, you can say 7 4s are 28. Therefore, it has to be 2068 because all the other numbers are ending with 0. But if you want to do it completely, you can do it 28. 28 means 30. 44 into 4 is 176. Therefore, it becomes 2068. Now look at the next problem. The total surface area of a solid right cylinder. The total surface area of a solid right circular cylinder, it is twice that of a solid sphere. If they have the same radii and the ratio of the volume of the cylinder to that of the volume of the sphere is given by, total surface area of a cylinder is twice of that solid sphere. What is the surface area of the cylinder? Total surface area is 2 pi r into h plus r is equals to 2 times of solid sphere. Sphere surface area is 4 pi r square. Cancel 2 and 2, pi and pi. Let this be r1, let this be r2. If they have the same radii, so if they have the same radii means you don't need to assume it as r1 and r2 also. Let's cancel this r, let's cancel this r. Now see what will be left with. 2 pi r cancel, 2 pi r cancel, so it is h plus r is equals to 4r. So height is equals to 3 times of radius. So now he is asking you the volume. Height is equals to 3 times of radius. Volume is pi r square h by 4 by 3 pi r cube. Convert everything in terms of r. So if 3 goes up, pi pi cancel, 3 r square into h is 3r, pi gone, r cube is cancelled. How much is left? 9 by 4. So the ratio is 9:4, cylinder to that of sphere. Let's look at the next problem. From a solid cylinder whose height is 12 centimeters and diameter is 10 centimeter, a conical cavity of the same height and the same diameter of the base is hollowed out. The volume of the remaining solid approximately he is asking you. See, we all know when the dimensions of a cylinder and a cone are same, then the volume of a cone is exactly 1 by 3 of volume of the cylinder. So if you take out 1/3 volume of the cylinder, the volume left is just 2/3 of the volume of the cylinder because you are taking out with the same dimensions, right? So all he is asking you to find out is the remaining volume is 2/3 of the actual volume of the cylinder. So the required volume is equals to 2/3 of volume of cylinder, that is 2 by 3 into pi means 22 by 7 r square h. R is diameter is 10 but radius is 5, it's 25. H is 12. 3 ones are 4s are. Now this one is 100. 4400 divided by 7. By finding few digits you can come to the answer. 6. So there is only one option which is starting with 6. So if you want to go further, you can check it. Then after 6, 7 2s are. Then after 7 8s are, and it goes on like that. So the answer is 628.57 centimeter cube. 12 spheres of same size are made by melting a solid cylinder of 16 centimeter diameter and 2 centimeter height. The diameter of each sphere is. So you are melting 12 spheres of same size are made by melting a solid cylinder of 16 centimeter diameter and 2 centimeter height. So the diameter of the each sphere. First find out what is the radius of each sphere. When you are melting and forming it, just simply remember that you have to equate their volume. Volume of cylinder is what? Pi r square h. Let it be r1 h1 is equals to 4 by 3 pi r2 cube. Now here r1 h1 are for cylinder, r2 is for sphere. Now you are forming 12 spheres, right? So into 12. Pi pi cancel. R1 diameter is 16, therefore radius is 8. 8 square is 64. Height is 2. 1s are 4s are, therefore 16. Pi pi cancelled. r2 cube. 16 1s 16 4s. Therefore, radius of the sphere is equals to cube root of 8, which is 2, diameter of the sphere. If radius is 2, then diameter becomes 4 centimeter. Look at the next one. The ratio of surface area of a sphere and the curved surface area of cylinder circumscribing the sphere is. The ratio of the surface area of a sphere and the curved surface area of the cylinder. Here, the cylinder circumscribing the sphere. It is like this. Therefore, height of the cylinder is 2 times of r, radius for both of them is same. The ratio of surface area of sphere is 4 pi r square is to curved surface area of cylinder 2 pi r h. H is nothing but 2r here. Here 4 pi r square. This one is also 4 pi r square. Both of them are same, therefore, the ratio is 1:1. Look at the next one. If the radius of the cylinder is decreased by 50% and the height is increased by 50% to form a new cylinder, the volume will be decreased by. So, radius, first of all, try to understand what is a volume of a cylinder. Volume of a cylinder is directly proportional to the square of radius into height. The radius of a cylinder is decreased by 50% and the height is increased by 50%. So, if radius is decreased by 50% means radius by 2 you are doing. Height is increased by 50% means in place of height you are putting 3 by 2 times of height. This is your new radius and your new height. Substitute it and check. What happens? 1 by 2 means 1 by 4 into 3 by 2. I am telling you in terms of fraction, it becomes 3 by 8. Now, 3 by 8 indicates a fraction, which this fraction indicates a decrease. Now, how much decreasing? Earlier it was 8. Earlier it was denominator, that was 8. Now, it is becoming only 3. So, 8 became 3 means there is a decrease. And how much it is decreasing? 5 parts decreasing out of 8 into 100, which is 62.5% decrease. So, in terms of fractions, if you look at, it is decreasing by 62.5%. If you want to look at in terms of percentage formula, look at in terms of percentage formula. Radius 50% means it is, you have to apply this 50% decrease twice, 50% decrease followed by 50% decrease. Then height is increasing by 50%, therefore, it is 50% increase. Now, see here, for increase followed by increase, you can use the formula x plus y plus xy by 100. For increase followed by decrease, you use the formula x minus y minus xy by 100. You can do any two first. Whatever the two things that you want to do it first, you can do it. See here, this is 50% decrease followed by 50 increase, 50 decrease means 50 minus 50 minus 2500 by 100 is minus 25, which means 25 decrease. Now, both of them are decreasing means you can say minus 50, you can say minus 25 plus 50 into 25 by 100, which is 12.5. So, this is minus 75 plus 12.5. Gives you minus 62.5. What is this minus indicates here? This negative value indicates decrease. So overall volume is decreased by 62.5. You can do it in terms of fraction, or else you can do it in terms of percentages. Now look at the next one. A right circular cylinder of height 16 centimeter is carved by a rectangular tin foil of size 16 centimeter by 22 centimeter. The volume of the cylinder is. See, you are forming a cylinder which is 16 centimeter, is covered by a rectangular tin. Cylinder height is same as the height of this sheet, but the length is 22, this is 16, so this remains 16. So you can say this 2 pi r becomes what? 22. So he is indirectly telling you that the perimeter of the base is 22. Find out the volume of the cylinder. First 2 pi r, 2 into 22 by 7 into radius is equals to 22. 22 cancel. R is equals to 7 by 2. Now what is the volume of the cylinder? 22 by 7 pi r square. 7 by 2 into 7 by 2. H, which is 16. For 1s are, for 4s are, 7 cancel. You have 22 into 28. So the answer should be 22 into 28. It should end with 6. So we can say there are two numbers which ends with 6, 176 and 616. Definitely your answer is not going to be 176 because it is more than 176. You can say 28 into 22. It is 56. So it is 616 centimeter square. So answer is 616 centimeter cube, since it's a volume. Look at the next one. Each of the radius of the base and the height of the right circular cylinder is increased by 10%. The volume of the cylinder increased by. Now all of them are increased by 10%. Therefore what happens to volume? We already know volume is directly proportional to square of radius and height. So this increases by 10% 2 times. 10% followed by 10% followed by 10%. You can use the formula which I said. 10 plus 10, 20 plus 1, 21%. What is the formula used? If both of them are x% increase followed by x% increase, x plus x 2x plus x square by 100 is the formula for increase. So you can say this is 21 followed by 10. So 21 followed by 10 means 21 plus 10 plus 210 by 100 is 2.1. So overall increase is how much? 33.1%. It is partly a question of geometry and it is partly a question of percentages. Now can we do it in terms of fraction? Yes, you can also do it in terms of fraction. So how do I do it in terms of fraction? 10% increase. The fractional equivalent says 10% increase is 11 by 10. So it is happening 3 times, therefore cube it. So 1331 by 1000. Earlier it was 1000, now it is becoming 1331. Therefore what is the percentage increase? 331 by 1000 into 100. You are going to get 33.1% increase. Look at the next one. The lateral surface area of the cylinder is 1056 centimeter square and its height is 16 centimeter. Find its volume. The lateral surface area of a cylinder is given as 1056, which is height is 16. You have to find out its volume. Lateral surface area is 2 pi r h. Two into 22 by 7. We don't know the radius, so just find out the radius. Height is 16. So 11 table or 16 table you can cancel. We can say 16 6 96. So again 9 is left, 6 22 1s 22 3s. Radius is equals to 21 by 2. If radius is 21 by 2, then what is the volume? Volume is 22 by 7, r square, which is 21 by 2 into 21 by 2, height is 16. So I would say 1 4 1 3. So see here, 2 3 6, 6 into 4 is 24. So definitely it will not end with 5. So it ends with 4. And we know it is also divisible by 11. 5544 is also divisible by 11. So 5544. Even if you multiply, you are going to get 5544 centimeter cube. So by looking at the unit digit, you can avoid. Next question. A cylinder has r as the radius of the base and h as the height. The radius of the base of another cylinder having double the volume but the same height as that of the first cylinder must be equal to. So he is comparing two cylinders here. A cylinder has r as the radius of the base and height as h. The volume is pi r square h. The radius of the base of another cylinder having double the volume. Now volume of the second one is 2 times of the volume of the first. Double the volume of the first one is equals to the volume of the second one. The radius you need to find out, let it be r square. Having the double the volume and the same height. So h you cancel. Pi also cancel it. So he is saying radius square is equals to 2 times of r square. R is equals to root 2 times of small r. So it is root 2 times of small r. Look at the next one. The perimeter of the base of the right circular cylinder is A units. If the volume of the cylinder is V cubic units, then the height of the cylinder is. They have given the perimeter of the base. What is the perimeter of the base? For a cylinder, it is 2 pi r. Therefore, 2 pi r is equals to A. Now, what is r? A by 2 pi. Now, volume is V. Volume is V only. So, take it as pi. R square is A square by 4 pi square into h. All you need to find out is the value of h. Pi, this cancel. H is equals to 4V pi by A square. So the answer is fourth option. So far we have solved the problem based on cylinder, cone and sphere, but mostly on cylinder. So in our next class we are going to look at problem based on cone and sphere. Until then, thank you.